Good morning. It's just coming up to 11 minutes after 10 o'clock. This is Britain's Newsroom with me, Nana Akweer, and Ben Leo.
Good morning to you. Now, the search for missing teenager Jay Slater has entered its fifth day in Tenerife after he was last heard from on Monday morning.
Now, a friend of his has hit out at Spanish police, claiming that they're not doing enough and that they want British police to get involved.
The 19-year-old called a friend to say he was lost with no water and his mobile phone was on just 1% battery. So joining us now from Spain is journalist Gerard Cousins. Good morning, Gerard. Thank you for joining us. What's the latest as we enter is it the fifth or the fourth day now? And also, how significant is this new video that's doing the rounds this morning of the young teenager in a nightclub on Tenerife?
Morning, Ben. Well, the search, the alarm was raised on Monday morning and the search started on Monday afternoon. I've just got off the phone to police in Tenerife. They say the search has resumed. And the same units that were involved, that have been involved all this week, which include scent dogs, police with scent dogs, police helicopter, mountain rescue experts, they're all up in that same area, combing that same area for clues as to where Jay may be. Obviously that last video, it shows a young lad enjoying himself on his holiday. There's nothing in that video, I would say, that would lead one to feel any unease about his state of mind. Shows a young lad partying.
So what is it, Gerard, about the terrain that makes it so difficult for them to find somebody? Because obviously when he made the call and sent a picture, I think it was from his mobile phone, we were able to pinpoint where he was. So what is it about where he was that was so difficult to track?
Well, we're talking about a gorge, mountains, lots of places where he could have fallen. And obviously we don't know if he's moved from that last spot. He had 1% battery. He could have moved on from there. It's not just the terrain. It's the fact that he was not dressed adequately for the sort of temperatures. The temperatures drop in that area at night time. He admitted to having no water and to being completely lost. So it's a mixture of the terrain, but also the fact that he was a stranger in a strange land, that he didn't know.
Yeah, and Gerard, I understand it was his first holiday abroad with two friends. He went to that music festival, the Energy Festival. Parents from across Britain can imagine what that's like. Your young child going away on their first holiday and tragically ending up missing like this. I mean, talking of the parents, his mother, Debbie, this morning has told newspapers that she fears perhaps he may have come to harm. He may have even been kidnapped. How would that suggestion go down with the authorities over there and the media? How's this story being covered in Spain?
Well, the police have said from day one they were keeping an open mind. They're not ruling anything out. The focus looks to be on the mountain search, the visible mountain search. But behind the scenes, there's a lot of work going on. People have been spoken to. We know of at least one witness that we've spoken to who saw Jay walking away from the village 10 or 15 minutes after he'd asked her for bus timetables. She was surprised because he was walking in the opposite direction to the one he should have been heading in if he wanted to return home south. There are some things that don't add up. But as I say, police are keeping an open mind, and police investigators, aside from the police that very visibly are carrying out that mountain search, are doing a lot of behind the scenes work that they are not sharing the results of with the media. They're playing things very close to their chest.
All right, well, Gerard, thank you very much. That's Gerard Cousins joining us live from Spain.
Yeah, so many unanswered questions. His friends saying this morning, why didn't he just get the bus? The bus stop was right outside the Airbnb he was waiting for. Did he miss the bus? Why did he leave his friends to go off with these two lads?
Well, Gerard just said that he asked and then went in an opposite direction to where he should be going.
Yeah.
So it's all very odd.
Very strange. Well, look, joining us now from Jay's hometown in Lancashire, Oswald Twistle, is our Northwest reporter, Sophie Reaper. Good morning, Sophie. What's the mood like down there?
Very good morning to you both. Well, the mood here in Oswald Twistle this morning is an incredibly sombre one. Of course, we're now on day 5 since Jay was last heard from. That morning, Monday morning, he received a phone call, to his friend Lucy, who's told the media that he said he'd missed a bus and that he was instead going to attempt to walk back to their accommodation, which we now know would have taken him around 11 hours on foot. She also said he'd said to her he was lost in the mountains, he wasn't aware of his surroundings, he desperately needed a drink, and his phone was on 1%. We also know that his mother Debbie flew out on Tuesday morning. She said yesterday it's been an absolute living nightmare and that she just wants her baby back. Now, here in Oswald Twistle, that is a sentiment that's shared. Yesterday evening, family and friends of Jay, as well as members of the local community, gathered here at the Methodist Church. I spoke earlier to the Reverend who led the service that took place. This is what he had to tell me.
Started about 7:30 and people came in. The church was full, as you said, and people were just quite sombre, to be fair. They're worried, and you could tell in the feel of the church they were quite worried about what's going on, and the fact it's been a number of days now and we haven't heard or seen found Jay. We just started with talking about what faith is about, and about there being hope and a light in the darkness, and the message is keeping on that little bit of light that can't be put out. And for us that's Jesus, but for us today is that light of hope that Jay will be found and he'll be okay.
We heard Matt talking there about hope and a light at the end of the tunnel, and a real symbol for the people of Oswald Twistle has become this blue ribbon that you can see here behind me. There are dozens of them all over this town here in Lancashire that people, members of the local community, put out yesterday evening to say that they still have hope, that even after the 5 days that have passed, they still have hope that Jay Slater will be returning to his home.
Let's hope that is the case. Sophie Reaper, thank you very much. Really good to talk to you. Right, we'll stay with us. Still to come, so Keir Starmer has said that Jeremy Corbyn would have been a better Prime Minister than Boris Johnson. We'll be discussing that comment and much more with our panel next. This is Britain's Newsroom on GB News.